Welcome back, Xemo players. In the last tutorial, I showed you how to adjust joints and create a basic pattern of arms swinging. If you haven't seen that, you do want to go back and have a look at that real quick. I'm going to skip over some of those steps and move on to creating a more complicated pattern. Here we're going to have the robot squat and then stand back up again. There's the harness again. We'll keep the robot above the ground for now. We'll bring back the behaviors and create a new behavior, and this behavior is called squat. Now for squat, we really only have two positions that are needed: the standing position and the squatting. And then by setting those two steps apart in the pattern editor, we can have the robot move smoothly from one position to another. So what I'll do is I'll bring up the joint editor here, and here's the joint control. I'll click on the hips and slide X forward, the X-axis forward to bend the hips. I also need to bend the knees like that, and I'm going to need to bend the ankles. So at this point, what you're going to want to do, I'll bend those a little bit more, you're going to want to test and see, oh, does my robot stand up or squat down? Does it balance? And I can see by this that it's probably going to fall back, mostly based on the position of the ankles. So we'll unattach it from the harness and see what happens. And sure enough, it falls back. So in order to fix that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to tilt the robot forward, and then I'm also going to bring the robot's arms forward like this. Now the feet aren't flat on the floor like this, and even though I've tried to bring the ankles as far forward as possible, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate the robot by using these arrows so the feet will drop flat on the floor. And let's see how that works. Let's blow it down a little bit. And it's a little better, but it's still falling back, so let's bring it up. And let's tilt the robot forward a little bit more. And we can tilt the hips like this and rotate still a little bit more like that, and detach. And that's stable. So that's a good position for us. Let's reattach the robot. We'll bring in the pattern editor. So this is position 1. We'll start in a squat position. I'll click here and I'll add another pattern step. And in this one, I really want the robot to stand straight up. Well, that's actually quite easy to do. I just need to reset all of the joints back to 0. So let's reset the shoulders by clicking on them. Click Reset Joint. We'll grab the hips and the knees and the ankles and reset all those. And finally, I need to reset the abs. And then let's go back into this position. We'll start with that. Now we'll detach. And I'm going to make this a little slower so that I don't go too quickly. And I'm going to run. Oh, there we go. We're going to run from there to standing. It's good. Now if I turn on the looping, I should be able to run this back and forth. There we go. And now the robot is squatting. One thing that's really important is that you see this checkered ball here. That represents the center of mass. And back here, you'll see that checkered circle on the floor. That's where the center of mass is projected onto the floor.